Right. Hi guys, in this video I will give you a complete understanding or the holistic understanding about the LLM, that is large language model, and RAG, that is retrieval augmented generation, with the help of diagrams and all the things that we have in this video, so that you will get a complete understanding over each and every concept of RAG and LLM. But first thing first, I wanted you to subscribe this channel because we are pretty close to 500 subscriber, and I want you to subscribe this channel as much as soon possible so that we can hit 500 subscriber as soon as possible. So let's get started without wasting a single second of your time. And okay, so this video will give you an holistic understanding about generative AI and RAG. Then we will understand about how RAG work. Then we will understand about RAG fine tuning and all that, and when to use RAG, when to use fine tuning. We will understand about each of these things in this video. This is going to be the complete video. So let's get started. Let's move ahead. And first thing we wanted to discuss about is generative AI. What Gen AI is? We called it generative AI, we call it Gen AI. So what Gen AI really is? Generative AI comes into the picture in 2020 when ChatGPT, or I would say OpenAI announced ChatGPT. Then this term generative AI comes into the picture. What generative AI? So let's understand about it with the help of a definition that we have here. Generative AI models learn patterns from large amount of data and generate new content. Okay, what it is? Generative AI is somewhere similar to the traditional machine learning that you have learned. So if you hadn't watched traditional machine learning roadmap, we have discussed on this channel. So this is the complete traditional machine learning model where we are building model based on the data that we had. But in generative AI, we are using LLM. What it is? It is large language model. So LLM is the large language model which is trained on the used data. I would say LLMs are trained on the big data. So it is somewhere similar to the traditional model, but trained over the big data or the used data. Okay, we know that OpenAI has trained ChatGPT on every data that is present over the internet, on any of the server, any of the database. OpenAI has everything in itself. So what it is to generative AI, you have an LLM here, which is generated with the help of training of the machine learning model on a large amount of data. It consists of pre-trained model on the massive data here. So what you do in generative AI, you give a prompt. What you will do, you give a prompt, like prompt, or tell me about ML. So what it will do, it will give it as a prompt to your Gen AI model, that is LLM. It can be OpenAI, it can be OpenAI's ChatGPT, it can be Claude, it can be Gemini. So it can be anything. So here what you do, you give your question in the form of prompt, and you will get a output based on that prompt and the algorithms that this LLM has. So this will provide you an output in the form of answer in the form of output, sorry. Then prompt is the input here, and answer that you will get here is the output. This is how traditional generative AI works. Generative AI is always used for generating new content. What it do? It generate new content. So it generates new content based on the pre-trained content that it has. And you know, generative AI can generate a lot of type of content. It can generate images with the help of DALL-E that you have seen. With the help of GPT, it can generate text with the help of code. With the help of GitHub Copilot is a LLM from where you can generate code. From the Suno AI, it is Suno.ai, where you can generate audio with the help of these LLMs. That's how generative AI works. But when generative AI comes into the picture, let's take an example of an educational institute. Let me erase it first. Okay, so let's take an example of an educational institute. Let's say I'm a coaching institute here. I have a coaching institute and I run an institute. I have a website, I have everything, I have a backend, I have a frontend. I want you to deploy a LLM model. What do you have to do? You have to deploy a LLM model on our website, which will answer the query of the student. Like student is asking about any specific thing, you can answer with the help of these LLM models. Okay, so how will you integrate these models on the website? Will integrate these models with the help of API keys. What it is? API keys. It is API keys. API keys are the keys provided by these big companies like OpenAI, Claude provide their API key, Gemini provide their API key. With these API keys, you can integrate those model on your website. That's how these chatbots get started integrated on the website. But the problem here is these LLM provide generic output there because they are trained on a large amount of data. They don't know what are the specific answers they wanted to know. So they provide generic answers there. Like a student wants to understand about solar system. There are two possibilities that these LLM model will provide. First thing, they can provide the real accurate answer that the student want, like our solar student for the educational purpose, solar system. And second answer is for the astrophysics, or I would say astrology, which is way different from what you wanted to learn in educational sector. And astrophysics of solar system is pretty difficult. So LLM doesn't have context what the people who is asking the question to the LLM wants. That's where the problem arises for these educational institute, these food delivery applications, for these I would say hospital management system. They do not have any context that they want answer related to hospital system. They want answer related to the educational content that they have. So that's the problem there arises. To solve this problem, one thing comes in the picture, that is what RAG, or I would say retrieval augmented generation. What RAG really is, RAG is something, it provides a database which consists of your personal file or context to your ML model. So let's understand RAG with the help of the definition that we have. Retrieval augmented generation combines what LLMs. Okay, it combines LLMs with external knowledge. What it is? External knowledge to provide accurate, up-to-date data and verifies. Up-to-date data and verifies it. Okay. What it is, here are two problems here. First thing, the LLM doesn't have any context that what kind of answer did you want. Second thing, LLM doesn't has anything. Key LLM is trained on some cutoff data or some cutoff date where data is available. Like LLM is trained till April 2026, but you want answer related to April 2027. Say April 2027 is here, or I would say it is June 2026. But LLM is trained only over the data of April 2026. How will you get the answer related to the latest thing? Like I wanted to ask it, ki, how is the weather? How is weather today in Bhopal? How will you get answer? Because LLM is trained on the data of 2 months before. So what it here is, you will provide vector embeddings here. You will provide these docs, these databases, these PDFs here. You will provide your data in the form of docs, PDF, and databases that you have about the company data. What you will do, you will convert these data into the chunks and embeddings. You will do the chunking of the data. You will convert the data into the small chunks. Like you have a big data here. You will convert this data into small chunks. So these chunks has different embeddings. What it has embeddings over here, the uniqueness embedding. Okay, these embeddings are uniqueness. So these embeddings are stored inside the vector database. What it is, these embeddings are stored inside the vector database. Okay, what will happen when a user asks a query to the LLM? Let us assume I'm a user and I'm asking a query to the LLM. What LLM will do, LLM will convert that query into the chunks. What it will do, it will convert that query into the chunks, and what it will do in the next step, it will search for those chunks inside the vector database that it has, the custom database that you have provided in the form of chunks and embeddings that is stored inside the vector database. What use LLM will do, LLM will go to this database, and here it will try to find out the context. It will try to match the embeddings. Like if I have provided here ki solar system ke bare mein mujhe information chahiye, that I want information regarding solar system, and you have here provided that we have information about solar system about JEE examination. Okay, we are discussing about the educational scenario. So we have solar system information regarding JEE. So what LLM will get from here, LLM will get context that I have to provide information. What I have to provide information about solar system, and it should be related to IIT JEE examination. So here it will get a context and your query. What LLM is getting? LLM is getting Wait for a moment. LLM is getting context plus query. So now LLM can generate much better results compared to the previous results it is generating. So understand it clearly, understand it. So I will repeat it all. So where you have provided your user question here, and LLM will convert that into embeddings. LLM will search for those embeddings inside the store that you have stored in your vector database, and it will match the embeddings there. If it founds a match, it will get a context plus query. What it will get? Context plus query. Now LLM has context that I have to provide it answer related to IIT JEE examination, and I have query, I have to provide answer related to solar system. So it will generate much better answer compared to the previous answer that it is getting without LLMs or with RAG without LLM. So it is providing now the better answer as compared to the previous answer that is providing in case of simple LLM. So understand it clearly. Repeat it again with me. You will get a complete holistic understanding about it. So RAG is used to provide answer related to the context. Okay. Now here you can provide your company database, like I want answer from this database. This is my company, these are my sales, I want answer from that you will get in this RAG generated outputs. Okay, so this is the RAG. I hope you get a clear understanding. If not, just rewatch this part of the video because it is important to get understanding about the RAG. So now let's move ahead and let's understand about RAG once again, how it works, so that you will get a complete understanding once again. User asks questions. This is the first step in any of the LLM, that you will ask question. Like I have provided the question related to what is my sales, and create a summary about the sales that we have done this month. So what you will do, you have provided the sales report in the form of vector embeddings and stored it inside your vector database. Okay, so provided sales report and stored it inside the vector database. What LLM will do, LLM will convert that question into the chunks and generate embeddings based on that. Now LLM will do a search inside your vector database that you have stored your data about the sales, and it got context from there. Now the LLM has context. Okay, LLM has context plus query. Now it will provide much better answer as compared to the answer that it can provide only with the help of LLMs, because LLMs provide generic answer. Okay, LLM provides only generic answer, but here you will get a specific answer. Okay, here you will get a specific answer related to what you have provided, what is your context. You will get each and everything. LLM generates answer using context here, and it can provide more accurate answer as compared to the previous answer that it is providing, and it will less hallucinate and providing much better results with the help of RAG. That's how RAG works. And now you can integrate these RAG system into your educational website. Let us assume you have a website here. Educational website. What you will do, you will provide a database, all the doubt solutions that you have provided till now. And what LLM will do, if user is asking a new question, it will search about that related inside your database that you have provided. If it got context from that database, it will use query plus context and generate much better output from here. My diagrams are not that clear, but the things that I'm saying, focus on that one thing. The vocals that I'm providing in this video, focus on those vocals. Okay, because vocal for local, if you know, you know. If you hadn't subscribed us, what are you doing, guys? Just hit that subscribe button. I want to reach 500 subscribers as soon as possible. So that's how RAG works. I hope you get a clear understanding about RAG. So, but people will say, yeah, what is the difference between RAG and fine tuning? What is the difference between RAG and fine tuning? Why I'm repeating? Because this is the pretty interesting question that comes in mind when I first understand about the RAG. When I learn about a RAG, this is the basic question that comes in mind. We can fine tune the ML model to get the best specific answer instead of providing a database and all that data to the company. But you can understand it with the help of these aspects that I have provided in this slide. First, knowledge source. External knowledge source is dynamic. We can change it whenever we want. If we have a sales report of this month, we can use the sales report of this month. If we have a sales report of next month and I want the answer from the next month, we can change that external database. If we wanted to add some sales reports into the previous month and we wanted to create a complete sales report of a year, then we can do that with the help of RAG, because external data source that we have, the knowledge source that we have, is dynamic and it is easy to update. We can update the data here and cost comes lower as compared to fine tuning, because in fine tuning you have to fine tune the model by running it on local servers and all that. It will cost you a lot, and the cost comes in lower when you use retrieval augmented generation, that is the RAG use case. You can provide these RAG generated chatbots in the Q&A, support and docs. Each and everything you will get with the help of RAG, and fine tuning is done only for the specialized task. Like I wanted to generate the content related to weather only, I will do the fine tuning of my LLMs on the weather data. That's how things works here. Okay. Now it reduces or lowers the hallucination when you use the RAG, but hallucination is high when you fine tune. You will not get the desired result. Your model will start hallucinating and it will start giving the context related to it, but it will not give the right answer to you. So that's why RAG is much better than fine tuning. Okay, I hope you got a complete idea. So you got understanding about the RAG, and now we want to discuss where to use RAG, because when to use RAG is pretty important, because when you know when you have fire, you will get best results, and you have to kill that enemy, you can get the best result. If you don't know when to kill that enemy, there's no point of view to keep that pistols, or I will say gun, in your hand. So when to use the gun, you are a better person than most of the people around you. So when to use RAG, you can use RAG when you have a primary, private or proprietary data that you can't share with the LLM. So you can RAG here, you can download LLM and run it on your local server, and you can connect it with your proprietary data, and you start using the RAG and start using LLM with that private data that you have. And you can RAG where the information changes frequently. Like I have discussed the sales report. Like you have a data of the sales report of May, then you have a data of sales report of June, then July. You can use RAG in this situation. You can change the data frequently. So that's where RAG is also used. Then if you wanted to get accurate and source backed answer, like relevant answer, I would suggest you to use RAG as much as possible. Then if you wanted to avoid retraining of LLM, you can use RAG. These are the things or situation where you can use RAG, retrieval augmented generation, because the RAG is pretty important to give you better always answers. Always better answer, because the RAG is somewhere the combination of LLM and your data. I hope you got a clear understanding about RAG in this video. And if you had learned something from this video, drop a comment, because I want you to drop the summary of this video in the comment section, so that user who will watch this video in the future will get an idea of what we have discussed in this video, and drop what are your rating about this video, what changes we need to make. We wanted you to drop that in the comment section, and somewhere here you will get my LinkedIn ID or in the description of this video, where you can follow us, and you will get a completely holistic approach of the artificial intelligence on this channel. If you hadn't subscribed to this channel, what are you doing, guys? Just go and hit that subscribe button. We are pretty close to 500 subscribers, so just go and hit that subscribe button. Share this video in your college groups and everywhere wherever you can save. That's all for this video from my side. I want you to subscribe to the channel, and I will meet you soon in the new video. Till then, it's keep learning, keep sharing.
The borders of our mind, 'cause today's a beautiful